everything.
Another riotous thing that I think is the idea that these buildings could have been wired by the contractors who built them. I've had people bring that up to me. I said, we wouldn't dare specify that a building be charged with explosives so we could take it down later when they become obsolete. And so those buildings the building 7 for sure had to be wired ahead of time. And if it was wired ahead of time, 7, then 1 and 2 certainly.
Well, we know they had all these drills the months before. They have all these maintenance floors and hatches.
Yeah.
We know that unorthodox fireproofing was put in.
Yeah.
And then you got the NIST guys putting out all these fairy tales. They happen to be out of less than 20 top explosive nanothermite experts from decoupler experts at NASA. That's what they use it for. They just so happen to be writing the report.
Amazing.
And I mean, I wonder if we're seeing the planners of this are then the guys that come in and do the cover-up.
Yes, absolutely. I don't know why not. I mean, who better to do it than those who orchestrated it?
And you have Controlled Demolition Incorporated that was hired to destroy the Oklahoma City building. Then they took it under guard at a Wackenhut facility, poured concrete in with it to cover it up. Similarly, that was done at Waco, and then they're the company that removes all this.
Yeah, kind of amazing. The other thing, back to the Larry Silverstein comment, that that is certain. We know that the fire department did not wire the buildings. They didn't have the money, funds to do that.
No, they sent their people in to die. They didn't know.
That's exactly right. They
wondered why all the feds were there for a drill. They had Tripod 2 with hundreds of feds running around with FEMA the night before.
Yes.
They're like, what's going on with all these guys and all this equipment? Oh, we're just training for terror. You'll enjoy it tomorrow, believe me.
I have a question, too. If I would have been a police officer, and if I'd have been in the FBI, and I'd heard a man say what Larry Silverstein said regarding Building 7, I personally would have sought him out and arrested him, and at least to interrogate and find out more about that, because I can't imagine him making that statement and that nobody even phoned this guy. I mean, NIST did a report on it.
Well, listen, we've had We Are Change go out, and it's in Truth Rising. Luke Rudowski and others, and his goons walk up. They command the cops. They go, you're not allowed to protest across the street. We go, well, this is city property. We're allowed to protest here. But Building 7 was pulled. And they said, we're going to say you have bombs on you. We know you don't have bombs. We're going to put you in prison for terrorism. And they call the cops, and the cops show up and grab their camera, and they go, this is a gun. Your backpack's a bomb. Get out of here. We're going to charge you with terrorism. So the cops are so corrupt in New York, at least the ones that work for Silverstein and his goons. It's like people out of The Sopranos. I don't know if you've seen this video, but they walk up and go, hey, you're going to go to the prison for the bomb you got. You need to move along a little bit here, man. Listen to me, boy. I mean,
This is bad, isn't it? This is bad stuff.
Well, we run this country now.
That's it.
Ron Avery, and so there's thousands of architects out there, so we can't kill you all. We're going to stage another attack in America, and we're going to blame it on you people. And we're already setting it up with Glenn Beck and others.
You got that?
We want to kill 3,000 of you. We're going to do it.
That's it.
We run this country, boy. You're not going to stand up against us.
I'm with you, Alex. You're taking it right out of my mind, man.
They're very mad. A lot of red-blooded people are standing up to them, and they're like, "Okay, go ahead and kill us. You can't kill us all, guys. We're going to bring you down."
I hear you. Well, truth will bring them down. Ultimately, truth catches up, and it's on the way. And they better think twice if they're planning on nuking some town and blaming it on some patriots, because I don't know if that's going to fly or not. And I'm glad we're talking about all this stuff, because they're thinking about it. Because the only way that...
they're listening right now. Are you kidding? I'll be followed home today.
Listen, because let me say this.
Now talk to them. Let's talk directly.
Let's talk right to them. The only way they can protect themselves from this 9/11 thing is by doing a larger event and blaming it on whoever they want to, but it would be convenient to blame it on to patriots.
Well, they're now saying patriots work with Al-Qaeda.
Oh, yeah. And they connect them to somebody that has a problem with his paying the IRS.
This is a pre-story. I don't know if you heard me in the months before.
Yeah.
They're going to hit Austin. They're going to blame Tea Parties and 9/11. And now the shooting, guaranteed evidence.
Well, wasn't that convenient right there with the Medina thing? You had the Medina run-in with Glenn Beck, and it wasn't shortly after that, pow, this guy runs into the IRS office with his plane.
Well, Beck every day saying these Tea Party, the bad ones, these birthers, they're going to attack, and the 9/11ers are going to attack, and suddenly it all starts.
Yes. And I couldn't believe it when I read what he was upset about. He was upset about provision 1706 in the tax code, and went 1706. What, he did all that for 1706? Wait till he hears that you're not supposed to pay on your individual income from wages. I mean, wow, I'm glad he didn't read that. He had probably done the White House, you know.
It was clearly written by feds.
Yes, I agree.
It's all staged. I mean, I don't know how much longer I got on this earth, but I'm just glad I've had time to fight these people.
I think I got less time than you, so I'm in better shape than you are.
I don't know. No, I love being alive. I mean, these are real killers.
I hear you.
They just don't want to. In the past, 30 years ago, they killed anybody who talked about this stuff. I mean, they killed literally hundreds of JFK investigators. But now there's so many of us, they know if they smash us, it only makes more attention.
I think so, too.
So they try the demon.
We got to keep it up, Alex. I mean, everybody's got to keep this up. Otherwise, we're all going to disappear gradually. You're doing a great job, too.
Well, let's run through the part we haven't gotten into yet. Here we go.
All right. Well, there's only one more part here. And let me say this. Every year, architects have to go through 8 hours of continuing education. And usually that has to do with every year you have to do 2 hours of handicapped stuff. So we have to figure out how to get the handicapped onto boat docks and basketball courts, and how to set up and get it so they can climb mountains and things. And then you have to take another 6 hours in things that have to do with health and welfare of the state. And that's because that's the only thing they make you study is something that has to do with health and welfare. Well, and usually now that has to do with greening of the continent, greening of the world, figuring out how to build homes without moving materials over 20 miles, building it out of junk, how to build new houses with dirt floors.
So it's all brainwashing, taking over your industry, telling you what you can do.
It is. And then, so this year I've decided, no, I'm not going to do all that stuff. They'll let you do your own. And so what I'm doing my own on this year is going to be the World Trade Center, and the Twin Towers. And I'm going to say that if criminals, and I believe it's clear that criminals are using our buildings, the products of professionals to kill people with and to set up, national agendas, then we need to figure out how to analyze these things. And one of the questions I have is we need to develop the science and the mathematics and the formulas to figure out when something hits a grate, like a plane, at what point does the grate give way? And this is calculatable, if that's a word. And so this is what I'm going to be working on, is developing more of the science of investigating accidents with buildings, so that in the future we can immediately apply the science and come up with, and let me say this, I believe that this has already been done by the perpetrators, the people that actually did this. I think they've already studied it. Because it would be, first of all, if you were a hijacker, you could hit New York a lot easier at about 200 miles an hour. And you could hit a building that's only 209 feet wide with a jet that's 159 feet wide. You could hit that a lot better traveling at 150 miles an hour instead of 530 miles an hour. At 530 miles an hour, you're probably going to have to take about 60 shots at this building, because it's going to be really hard to hit it at 530 miles an hour.
Unless it's fly-by-wire.
Unless you're right, unless it's guided.
And Joe Stack's little hangar will just so happen to be by the Homeland Security top expert on remote control aircraft.
That's pretty handy. That's pretty handy. I guess that's just another coincidence, right?
These people are unbelievable.
Well, Alex, that's all my pretty charts for the day, you know.